The news, we're starting from the capital, Accra, and the Public Interest and Accountability Committee has expressed disappointment in the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation for disregarding public opinion in its decision to spend up to some 2 million Ghana cedis as its corporate social responsibility to a number of institutions and individuals. The amount includes 120,000 Ghana cedis for the First Lady's Rebecca Foundation and some 500,000 Ghana cedis for the Economic and Organized Crimes Office, EOCO, and approved by the JMPC board. Member of PIAC, Nana Jenim Boating, says the JMPC should rather invest more in its core mandate.
Yes, as an accountability institution, all that we can do for now is to wait, and if that money or those monies are truly distributed to these organizations, as you mentioned, all that we can do is to demand accountability from them, because that is our job and that is what the law mandates us to do. That wherever all your revenue goes, we, as a Public Interest and Accountability Committee, we have to demand accountability. We wish, or we would have appreciated, if funds are channeled to other areas that we think that forms part of the core mandate of GMP, but not forgetting the fact that they also, as an institution, can go ahead with corporate social responsibility. And as we are advocating that the laws should be looked up again and the possibility of capping GMPC when it comes to some of this expenditure.
With just some 24 hours to the crucial 2020 budget presentation, the minority in Parliament is warning government against peddling falsehood with economic figures churned out. The NDC MPs who have painted a gloomy picture of Ghana's economy are threatening to take legal action against government should the finance minister fail to present the real state of the economy tomorrow. Ranking member on the Finance Committee, Kasil Atoforsen, says government's harsh policies have worsened the plight of the ordinary Ghanaian.
It is not surprising that the public debt, which stood at 120.3 billion at the end of December 2016, has risen to 205.5 billion at end July 2019. The increase of the public debt of about 85.2 billion within a period of 31 months is very alarming and worrying. The public debt increased by 45.8 billion between July 2018 to July 2019. Within 1 year, public debt increased by 45.8 billion. This represents about 53.76% of the total increase in the public debt between July 2018 and 2019. This implies that the public debt is increasing at an increasing rate, which is very troubling. The minority would like to caution the Minister for Finance to desist from such unconventional financial manipulation. He is advised to correct all this fiscal misreporting in the 2020 budget and economic policy of government. Failure to hit this caution and advice, the minority will use all constitutional provisions available to resist this act. In the NPP's 2016 manifesto, they promised to reduce corporate income tax from 25% to 20%. This has not been implemented, and since this is going to be their last budget, we will urge His Excellency the President and his government, through the Minister of Finance, to fulfill this promise that the NPP made in their manifesto to reduce the corporate income tax from 25% to 20%. Also, in their 2016 manifesto, the NPP promised to remove both components, the 1% and 2% of the special import levy. They removed the smaller component, which is the 1%, in 2016, but then decided to extend the larger component, the 2%, which forms approximately 80% of the levy, to December 2019. Again, we urge the President, through the Minister for Finance, to keep its promise of removing the 2% special import levy in the coming budget.
While this was ongoing, a lot of action was taking place at the courts, where a defense lawyer in the trial of some 10 persons accused of plotting a coup has told the Kaneshie District Court hearing the case that one of his clients was involved in the testing of guns at the Teshe military shooting range. He, however, maintains the guns involved were to be used for protection and not to stage a coup. The court has meanwhile urged state prosecutor to speed up investigations to enable the case progress speedily. Well, in a related development, the High Court judge hearing the bail application for the accused, Justice George Boedi, has turned down the request, saying they also have not been kept in custody unreasonably. Court correspondent Joseph Akable has more.
Defense lawyer Victor Adaudu on Monday urged the court to grant bail, assuring his clients will show up when needed. He told the court his clients bought the guns to protect members of a group, take action Ghana, and not stage a coup as maintained by state prosecutors. He explained the decision to acquire the weapons was informed by an attack on members of the group during an outreach in the northern part of Ghana. It was during the test firing of the weapons that some of the accused persons were arrested.
We have said that the young man, the Sesule, who is on the run, was the one who took them to the military installation. How can civilians walk to a military installation to test gun? So he's the one. We are just saying that, listen, we know those who are involved, those who have done this, we know. And it was this same gentleman who comes with the idea that, listen, it is dangerous to travel without protection. So I, being an aide to a senior military officer, that was his personal bodyguard, I would use my position with my superior to get a gun and license it for you. So which ordinary citizen, when he wants maybe a gun, which will be licensed, is it a crime to license a gun? It is not.
In opposing the bail application for the accused, state prosecutors argue that the state does not suspect them of plotting a coup, but rather knows as a matter of fact that they agreed and plotted to overthrow government. They maintain some of the accused are serving officers of the armed forces and could interfere with investigations since the state's witnesses also include soldiers. The court presided over by Justice George Boedi in its ruling noted that the accused persons were lawfully arrested and have not been kept beyond reasonable limits. He also noted that the senior military officer among the accused could interfere with investigations. On the junior ranked soldiers, he said there is precedence on their involvement in successful coups.
I think we are okay. We will take the ruling, look at it, and wait patiently, and we'll see at the appropriate time what we can do.
Back at the district court where the main case was being heard, family members of the accused persons once again poured libation.
So we are saying that those who plan against him.
You say what? What's this libation about?
It's about Gamali's innocence on this issue. Gamali is innocent about all the issues. So we are just praying for our gods to guide him throughout the case. That is all.
Magistrate Eliano Botri advised that state prosecutors conclude investigations as quickly as possible.
After trial, the court says that we've not found you guilty. And the most other thing I was making application, you've locked the hospital. There are people working. Human rights, good governance. Are they not doing legitimate job? Is it because their superior is in problem, so the whole hospital should be locked? His house, he has family, he has wife, he has children. Who sleeps in the house? You lock the house. You've gone there to do your investigation. You found nothing. His cars that the family uses, you've kept the key.
The case has been adjourned to November 20 for hearing to continue. For JoyNews from the Kaneshie District Court, my name is Joseph Akable.
Well, let's end the bulletin with a story from the Central Region. Government has begun the construction of a 4.6-kilometer road to the Animal Fisheries College as a final step towards the opening of the college. The road, seen as a critical tool in the smooth operations of the institution, is expected to be completed in 30 months. The Animal Fisheries College was a campaign promised by the late president, Professor John Evans Atamios, to the chiefs and people of the area and the adjoining fishing communities. Richard Kojonyako has been monitoring the developments there and has come through with his report.
The Animal Fisheries College received presidential approval in 2011 after a campaign promise from late President Mills. The facility, when completed, is expected to primarily train officers for the marine and inland fisheries to improve the fisheries sector and largely to train officers who will assist artisanal fishermen to adopt improved or modern fishing practices. JoyNews visit to the site revealed the facility has got most of its structures roofed, windows fixed, some of the buildings painted and doors fixed. But the road to the college from the Cape Coast Accra Highway is in a deplorable state. A road project had just commenced at the road leading to the site. Adam Nassem is a contractor with Roomrack Company Limited.
As we are here, it's not like we are coming to do a show and we go back. We are here to stay and we are here to execute the project, and then we will deliver it in short time for us to, the people to be able to use the road. The road is not in a good shape, but after we have finished this project, you will see the first class road that we are going to live in this area. The kilometers is about 4.6 kilometers for the first phase. The first phase is supposed to be, as I was saying, from Adumabu Junction to Brunamoa to the Fisheries College.
Member of Parliament from Fantiman constituency, Kwansa Hayford, is convinced the Fisheries College will, from September 2020, begin admitting its first batch of students.
The vision of the former president, late Atamos, is what we are seeing today. Obviously, because he comes from the coastal belt, he saw the light that there is a need to have this thing established. He started it, he passed on, the previous government came, they couldn't, and we are back to complete it. So at the end of the day, once governance is a continuous process, we are here to ensure that the realization of the people of the coastal belt comes to reality. And for your information, this college is not only going to serve only West Africa, it's going to serve Africa. And I am optimistic that once we are able to put it into use, remember that the first students, all things being equal, are going to commence in September 2020.
Municipal Chief Executive from Fantiman constituency, Kenneth Esuman, has assured enough financial provisions have been made towards the project and talks about the project stalling midway, as has been with some road projects, is out of place. He explains why.
This project is under the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture due to the Fisheries College. And in their budget for this year, 8 million Ghana cedis was provided for the works on the Fisheries College. And so that amount is there to be used for the works at the Fisheries College and then this route. So nothing is going to hold back the contractor. We were in a meeting, a steering committee meeting last Friday, and the minister assured us that the finance minister has even threatened that if the budget allocation is not utilized this year, they're going to have a slash in the budget for the ministry next year. So we are determined to utilize that fund so that next year the allocation will even be more than the 8 million that was provided for this year.
Upon its completion and onward functioning, the college would be second in Africa and the first of its kind in the West African sub-region. From Anmabu, my name is Richard Kwejonya for JoyNews.
Well, that's it for the news. But we have more news. We're looking at the stories dominating the front, center spreads and the back pages of the newspapers. The dailies are all here, so we'll do them next.